So I want to pivot our conversation to leadership today. And there's no better way to do that than to spotlight and highlight your book and your title, What Leaders Need Now. I mean, it says it all. So before we jump into some of the key points in the book, what led you to write the book?
Well, I think that when the pandemic hit in March 2020 is when when the date that I'll remember, everybody going home. We were on our last nerve. Employee engagement, anxiety, stress in the workplace. Maybe we didn't realize it, but there was already a problem. And when this happened and no one really knew what to do, a group of colleagues and I decided we had to do something. And we were probably we were forced into action because we didn't want to be helpless. And we wanted to help our clients, and we also wanted to do something ourselves. We didn't know what that was. And so we began studying what was going on by gathering groups together, gathering groups of clients together and talking to them through webinars and through our own client work about what was on their minds, what was going on, what they needed. And through that work and through studying other research, surveys that were being done, we concluded that leaders needed and employees needed leaders who had compassion for what was happening. And as part of that, the leaders who were demonstrating compassion often didn't figure themselves into that equation. So those leaders needed to demonstrate some self-compassion. I was working in healthcare at the time, still am, and that is a particular field where leaders can have, especially clinical leaders, a lot of compassion for others and not demonstrate a lot of self-compassion. Leaders needed to demonstrate courage, and they also needed a heavy dose of humility because no one knew the answers, and people were making a lot of mistakes. And they needed to be able to acknowledge those and move on. So that's where those three qualities, compassion, courage, and humility, came from. And that's where the premise